on.
What about a part that made you the most emotional? How about
That's
that?
a good question. I like that.
Most emotional. Well, there's a scene towards the end of Return of the King where the hobbits effectively say goodbye to Frodo at the ship, the Grey Havens. It's kind of the end of the movie for these characters, and Frodo's going away to some kind of interpretation of heaven, one assumes. So that was really emotional. I just remember it feeling, even though we weren't close to finishing the film, it was maybe midway through that we shot that scene, but we'd all become very close. And so the notion of saying goodbye to each other felt significant and real. And that was a pretty emotionally charged moment, I think, for all four of us. I remember.
There's a moment in front of the Black Gates where we slid down these shale rocks, and their soldiers are getting closer to us, and we're hiding under the elven cloaks, which is the first time I realized that they were sort of trained like camouflage, and at a certain point, Gollum comes up and he grabs us. He grabs me, and Andy Serkis grabbed like the hood and my wig hair and pulled me back and then like ripped the wig off. That was one of the most painful moments.
You're getting emotional just thinking about it.
I also I'll never forget, when we were actually coming to the end and filming those scenes. One of the last things that I shot was sitting at Bilbo's desk, finishing the volume and leaving it open for Sam to finish, which was really, it paralleled to what we were all experiencing. We were literally filming the end of Frodo's time, and oh man, that was hard to get through, and everybody was crying, because it echoed what everybody was feeling, that our own journey together was coming to an end, and in some ways we were filming a sort of literal expression of that, which was a little too much to handle.
For me, the most emotional scenes. You asked a question about it's a personal question, not about seeing what other people are going through. Like what's my most emotional experience. Frodo and Sam on the side of Mount Doom, or in the Osgiliath ruins when there's that great speech that was written after the 9/11 to sort of put, it's like the great tales, Mr. Frodo Holmes, are really magical from the stories I'm not saying that one. Those all, or saying goodbyes to Frodo at the Grey Havens, or my daughter Allie, who played Eleanor, running up to the thing. All of these moments that are filled with emotion, to me, were the most satisfying. They were the most satisfying because I felt like it was what was supposed to be happening. That level of emotional kind of outpouring was equal to the moment of what everybody. So I think it's kind of another way of saying what Elijah was saying. But the hardest moments for me were quiet moments away from everything. When it was really hard. It's not hard like digging a ditch hard, but it was hard. I mean, it was, you're in these feet, you can't move for 12 hours. I mean, that's fine, it's great you have feet on, but every day for 16 months, it's hard. It's hard. And having the wig and the glue and the thing and the whatever, and I kept getting hurt, and I was fat, and I wanted to go for runs, and I couldn't run because I was fat, and being fat sucks after a while. It's just not fun anymore. And there was one moment I was in the makeup bus all by ourselves. We all had these these 18-wheel trucks that were emptied out, and they put stations in it with makeup, mirrors and everything else. And I was in there, lights were out, I was all by myself, and I was looking at it, and I had a panic attack. I had like a full-blown, hardcore, thought I was having a heart attack, panic attack, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm a second-generation actor, and my mother, Patty Duke, she taught me certain things when I was a kid. You hit your mark, you say your line, you're better off camera than you are on camera. Just certain kinds of things that a professional actor should know and should do. And that's the craft, that's the profession, that's what you do. You know, you're on time, which is great to give a kid those values, and because it makes a career possible, any career really. But I looked into the mirror and I thought, what if I can't go anymore? This is too hard. And it's like, you can't quit. Sometimes a makeup artist would quit, or they would be shuffled to another person, or people would get hired, or they'd leave, and people would come and go. Like, we can't come and go. We're here. We're here, and it's great. Like in this setting, you think it's the luckiest thing in the world to be a part of it, and it is. So you never want to quit. But it was like a physical thing. My central nervous system was reacting, and I was like, you know, hyperventilating because I just thought, what if I can't go on? And then the amazing thing is, so that was the most emotionally painful thing for me. But then what you realize after that is, you know, you're stronger than you think you know. You can go, you know, you can do more. You're capable of more than you think you realize. And then, you know what? And then all of a sudden, after some short period of time, you're fighting it, and you go. So that's a good life lesson, but that was definitely the most emotionally challenging for me.
Okay, let's go right over here.